So Reed sent me here to make peace with you.
Reed Thompson?
Yes.
You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
It's a way to get Americans to eat more veg and give up smoking. Oh god. Next thing you know, they're gonna be vaping that shit. Oh my goodness. So you're living off power that belongs to the town, come back to the cannery, that's about it. And that's kind of the gist of it, but... Reed asked you to consider coming back to the town, he's willing to make amends. Did he really say that, though? Spicy tomato vape, yes, that's it. It'll just be this, like reddish-orange vape clouds, just... Oh. Something about coming back to the town or losing power, wasn't really listening. No, we'll go with the middle one then. Reed asks you to consider coming back, he's willing to make amends. I don't think he really was, but he said that they can talk things through.
Make amends? Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess.
Nah.
Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
This is serious. I'm about to cut off your power. I don't think I want to tell her this. But either way, it's Reed asked me to divert the power over to him and mentioned a geothermal plant.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Your camp has a power regulator and I need it to repair my ship. He's willing to give me it.
Cannery's got a regulator.
Mm-hmm.
You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
Oh, now don't do that. Don't do that. Don't you label me a hero. Yeah, but mainly in lurk mode so you can doze. No problem to you, Weasel. You doze ahead. Kill the cannery. It's so tempting. So tempting. It's gonna come down to one simple thing. Is there a bar in this little backwater that they got? Because the town got a bar. These guys may not have a bar. I'm a bartender. So I don't know. They can people. Did they, though? Do they can people? I mean... They were doing something, weren't they? That's for sure. There was some weird stuff in the cans. We know they weren't actually putting sal tuna in the cans. The cannery would go down, but the bar will still be there. Win-win. Well, the bar won't have any power, though. So, I guess they could move out here, though. The bar could move out here. Okay. Well, look, I need to take a quick bio break, guys, because I am still struggling with something. And before Sam, if he's lurking in chat, says anything, it's not a UTI. I'll be back in just a minute, guys. Don't go anywhere. Alright, I'm back. A UTI is a urinary tract infection. Or a bladder infection, a water infection, that kind of thing. Usually it makes you want to go to the toilet a lot more. I don't have one of those. It's just I've been drinking a lot of water lately because the change in weather's made my throat go really dry. Okay, so... will we consider it? Let's go with some of these first. What have you got against the town?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps.
Yeah, something like that.
Laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
By old, how old are we talking? Was he like 80? Or was he like 45? What's the life expectancy out here? What do they consider old? I don't much like you throwing that in her face to get me on your side. Yeah, I kind of don't like that, actually. That's emotional blackmail right there. I'm gonna go with that.
Alright. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me.
Yeah, it's not about fragility, it's about civility. What do you have against people trying to make a living, though?
It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's Choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it.
It is pretty
All
shit.
anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporation, and then they're tossed into a Spacer's Choice brand cemetery.
So let's say I help you, what happens to Edgewater?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
You think Reed's just trying to spite you?
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it.
Okay, I'll consider it.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Yeah.
Where are we headed?
I wonder if she's got anything we can add on this. I noticed you mentioned your dad a lot, but not your mother.
That's on account of how I never met her.
Okay, then. You mean she's dead?
I don't rightly know. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here.
What? That's human trafficking, come on. Is that normal?
I don't know about normal. Dad said she worked under some kind of special contract. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers.
Wow, okay, it's like, no, she's too important to raise a child, send it to the dad who he just fixes machines. Jesus. You mentioned something earlier I wanted to ask you about.
You mean about the mission being too clean?
Yeah. Isn't it supposed to be clean? It's a church. In the bar you asked if I was a drinker. Aren't you allowed in the store? Oh yeah, I went into the store just to sell off some junk before I got started, and apparently she's not allowed in. The guy was like, whoa, 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 she can't come in here. And I was like, no, I'll vouch for her. And he's like, okay. So, yeah, why aren't you allowed in that store anymore? I want to know.
There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12.
Do I want to know more? Yes, say no more. Don't really want to... No, I do want to know. Did you steal from it or something? Or were you doing something else to it?
Not intentionally. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing. And next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of 0G rolling out the front door and into the road.
Oh, so you've been banned from the shop since you were 12? What? Seeing how committing suicide is considered destruction of company property? Yes. So, I'm just gonna chuckle.
It's not funny.
No, it is. It's pretty funny.
Back then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of 0G?
Okay, go on.
Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by.
Oh.
I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Moreau's still angry at me.
The guy looks like your age, though.
Just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool.
Well, he seems to have forgiven her now. So you said this mission is too clean. Isn't a church supposed to be?
I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
Very philosophical of you. And why did you want to talk to him?
The Vicar's about the only soul in the Vale who spends his time thinking on what is and ain't right. It's just that when he looks at me, I feel I'd disappoint him.
And in the bar you asked if I was a drinker?
Sorry. I know, it's none of my business.
Might I like a drink every now and then?
It's not like I think it a failing, mind. It's just I live right across the road. Most nights I watch folks out my window. When they come in here, they might be happy or sad. Mostly they're tired. When they leave, they're mad at themselves. Or they stumble into the alley and I listen to their hearts breaking.
Ooh, yeah. I can't abide someone who can't handle their liquor. As a bartender, it's terrible. It just means that they finish early. They don't keep paying for more drinks. Bad for business. Now on a perception. You're very sensitive, aren't you?
Am I? Well, it's just normal to me. Why isn't everybody else, I wonder?
Good question. Why isn't everybody else seeing this? Alright, let's get back to it. Okay, so, a good look around. It's the outside door. What have we got in here? Several dead bodies. Several more dead bodies. No, I can't take those. So just in case I decide to shut these guys down, I want to know where that power regulator is. Oh. Toilets. We don't need those. We've just been. But I am kind of leaning towards not shutting these guys down. Gotta say. I might end up shutting the town down at this point. Oh, what is this? Zoe's journal, page 22. Well, today's the day, Zoe. Well, Zoe. Today is the day you take your destiny into your own hands. I've been listening to Grace talk about the Marauder threat. So this is the girl who went missing, who we probably apparently found scattered around. Bands of wild, free-spirited bandits living in camps out in the hills, warming themselves by the light of barrel fires. Probably mounting the heads of their enemies on spikes as a warning to folk like me, living a life of comfort and ease, free of any rules. I bet they could take the whole region if they were organised. I've been tucking away some of Adelaide's food, and I've got some spare cans of sal tuna. Should last me a couple of days if I ration. So a couple of weeks if I ration. Got some Adrenatime too. Everybody loves Adrenatime. Marauders, right? I got odds the Marauders will let me throw in with them if I dangle a couple of syringes of Adrenatime before their eyes. This is going to be great. Look out, Terra 2. Bandit Queen Zoe's origin story has just begun. I'm going to have a whole gang of Marauders at my beck and call. Maybe I can even score some Rizos. So wait, was she one of the bandits we killed? I don't remember that. Here's page 12. So that's it then. No more Edgewater for me, no more cannery, no more jumpsuits and gloves, and yes ma'ams would like you, and would you like another's? I don't know why I'm writing this down for posterity's sake, because I always hated the cannery and I don't think I'll ever have to look back on this journal many years hence and tell myself, oh wow, I did hate the Vale once, didn't I? Just because I got sick, everybody gets sick. Well, okay, I got sick and grabbed a little too much Adrenatime. Is that really a crime? Yes, apparently. I gotta treat myself when I'm sick, don't I? Whatever happened to personal responsibility and surviving by one's own bootstraps? Oh, but you misappropriate one box of Adrenatime and suddenly you're committing larceny. I mean, that is kind of how it works. I can steal the poster. Monarch. 12 amazing episodes, with Ruth Bellamy as Halcyon Helen, Spencer Woolrick as Chief of the Savages, featuring real monsters from the Doomed World. Man, I want to see that. That looks good. So I wonder if she was actually one of the warriors that we killed, one of the bandits. So this is the market. This is Stefan.
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too.
Ribs sound
Something
good.
I can help you with?
What are you selling?
Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
Yes, you mentioned the meat. A thick beanie. See, even out here, look, they're selling Spacer's Choice stuff. They reject the corporate lifestyle, yet they happily sell corporate stuff. Ooh, that's a good gun. How do I compare it to what I have? So if I do that and then go to my own... No, I can't, because... Okay, is that what I have equipped? I think I do have that equipped, don't I? The bolter pistol, yeah. That's pretty nice. When you took the Zoe quest, did it say in the top corner, hide evidence on Zoe's corpse? I'm not sure, actually, because it just auto-completed. Because we took the quest and completed it because we've already encountered the character, apparently, so we already know what their fate was. I just don't remember who that person was. It did? I don't know then. I'll have to have a look. Do you mind turning up the volume on the voices? They're so much quieter than you and you're missing the dialogue. I think I've got everything maxed out. Everything's at 100%. I'll try turning up the overall game. I mean, the game's... Put it up to 85%. I had it at 70. Let's have a look at this journal then. Yeah. Okay, so this was the one. Grace Romero, one of the deserters camped at the botanical lab, has asked you to look for a missing deserter named Zoe. You told Grace Zoe is dead. Find proof on Zoe's corpse. You found Zoe, then promptly killed her. You should probably tell Grace that you found her that way, but you should probably see if you can find anything on Zoe's corpse that Grace might recognize as proof that you found her. Ah. Okay, so it did ask us to do that, but it's a completed quest now, so I guess we don't need to do it. And searching her home for clues, well, if we'd have come here first, we would have done this and then gone out and looked for her. So, it was a fistful of digits, I guess. She must have been running with one of these guys. Or, she might have been at the, where the cache of medicals were. Maybe she was one of the people who was, like, in the community centre. So I'm not sure where we encountered her, but she was... It seems, yes, she was one of the marauders. But it doesn't look as though we need to do anything there. Because we've already completed the quest. I'm not going to go stealing stuff. Let's leave that alone. So it looks like they don't have a bar here. Guys? Real talk. Why don't you all have a bar? What's wrong with you? You got all this fine organic produce? And you don't want to brew it into alcohol? Not even just a bit of schnapps or vodka? Oh, this is where the power regulator is. That's what we need to steal. But we can't pull it out while it's live, because it will just kill us. But yeah, let me know how the volume works out. I noticed yesterday it was pretty quiet. I turned up all the volumes in the game. Oh shit! Why are you people mining this place? Fucking hell, where does this lead? Oh, that leads over to the Marauder hideout. Yeah. Okay, mines. Gotta watch out for those. Christ. All people is crazy. Oh, that's Thomas. Hi. Can we speak to the guy? No, he's busy. There we go. Now I can talk to him.
Didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Oh god, this guy.
Are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town.
Just answered your own question. I'm not from town. I'll take that as a compliment, actually, yeah.
Well, what I meant was you're reasonably well armed and don't look stricken with plague. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
Wise make baby Jesus cry. Engineering 10. Never too late to start learning. I could give you a couple of pointers. Could. Maybe you should come clean. Why are you telling me this? Let's go with that. Oh, you're lucky your camp's full of idiots. Yeah, why are you telling me this?
Well, because I needed to tell somebody. You ain't one of us, and you ain't from Edgewater, so maybe you won't judge me as harshly. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy.
You
Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged.
Did we find the one at the community center? I don't think we did we? Don't think we did. The one we got, I think, was from the cannery. I got one for you. Let's ask this first. I expect a fair price for my trouble.
I'll pay you for every pad you bring me. If, by some miracle, you can bring me the full set, I'll give you something pretty I've been saving for a lucky day.
I know what we're doing now. So you mentioned 2 pads. What about that third one?
I wish I knew. I wager the town had the full set once upon a time. Where the third's gone, I can't say.
So it's a scavenger hunt then. Well, I got one of them.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
The third one, I think. Oh no, it's part 2. Found it at the cannery. Ah, so we did find it in the cannery.
Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. One data pad's enough to guide me down my newfound path. Just remember, I got something saved for you if you find me all 3.
I'll let you know.
Sure. I'd be glad to take them off your hands.
I want to ask you something.
What's on your mind?
How long have you lived here?
Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious.
What were you doing out in the wilderness?
We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go. Mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
Oh.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... we could really use... this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
Keep trying, dude. But I gotta go. So, later. Okay, well... the quest to find a bar in this godforsaken hellhole hasn't gone well. door we can go through. Definitely not a bar. Oh, it's not looking good for you guys. I might have to shut you down. You don't have a bar. Okay, so the geothermal master control terminal. We could go do that. Let's see if we can find this other volume first. The other one should be over at the community center. I'm going to go grab that. Well, the other thing I did was put a couple of mods on these guns as well. So now I have a hollow sight, and I think this does plasma damage now as well. I think that's what I put on. I don't think I put anything on the shotgun. Ooh, I'm using this now as well, this axe, and I didn't realize it was like a chainsaw axe. Nice! Still got my pretty sweet pistol gun. Let's see what we can scare up at the community centre. Looks like we could go through a back entrance. There's some loot out here as well. I hear one of those weird little creatures on the ground. Where is it? There it is. Come here, I want to test my new axe. Come here! Oh! Alright, I killed it. That was satisfying. So, I don't think I can actually... Can't look at the names of these dead people, so I don't know if this was one of the ones we were supposed to kill. Ah, there's an upstairs area. I didn't go through there.